who shout the strongest can Onyx start first. Maybe you can lead the chant. Okay. Shall we go here? Can we go here? Okay. Guys, you here with me? Let's go.
Halo teman-teman, selamat sore.
Read itu. Go, 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 fanatic, go. Go, go, fanatic, go, fanatic, go, go, fanatic, go, fanatic, go, go, fanatic, fanatic. What time is it? What time is it?
It's only time.
There you go. Nice one, but now for Falcon Esports. All right, lead the channel, man. Falcon, 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 louder, man, louder, louder.
Seru juga ya guys. Halo, siapa ini yang gabung? Nggak kelihatan kalau di YouTube ya, yang nonton siapa-siapanya.
It's crazy over here right now. And now, without further ado, let's head back to the panel and let's hear what they thought about their cheer right now. Let's go back.
Halo Bang, RS, halo.
Of all the places for a
Sambil nonton M6
crowd
guys.
to feel like a home crowd, Asia, that the Burmese out cheer the Filipinos. That's what momentum does. That's what going into Game 5 feels like after game trying something new. Looking at the history of Fnatic Onyx Philippines when they're up against the ropes, last time we saw them in this very position was in their grand finals against Aurora. And looking back at the history, this was on October 20th, 2024.
Kita pasti pernah dapatkan cobaan yang berat. Seakan hidup ini
Is this the key? I think so. I mean, sometimes simplicity works the best, and that seems to be when Fnatic shines the most, at least against a team like Falcons, where I don't feel like they're going too out of pocket with their picks, right? They're going for more of a standardized meta. So, jumping into game number 5 in just a few, these are things that have to be checked off, right? Going back to home court with more of a standardized draft and not high-risk, high-reward picks.
All right, how about we go down to the numbers? What if we compare our mid laners? Because if all else fails, if you don't get to shut down the gold laner, you don't get to shut down the jungler, your core most likely is your mid. Let's check out the stats.
It's your mid.
Okay, so Superfriend's KDA looking ahead, which really, I think, complements his style of just always kind of playing the range so well, getting those big kills, but barely ever dying. The one thing to point out with PX7, he's got on the gold per minute, which just shows, I think, his style of he's willing to hunker down in that early phase. He's willing to make sure he gets a goal. He's looking for those rotations early game and throughout the game, and items as fast as possible so he can get to the point where he can capitalize.
Lama banget mulainya cu.
This is going to be a tough one, right? When you see Super French, you see him on pickups like this Farza, he shines. I mean, even with the flickers, you think it would be for a means of escape, but it's a means for engagement. He's all about those highlight plays and dealing that damage, and that's where you kind of see him top off against PX7.
So going into game 5, I think it's a matter of who steps on the clutch faster and recognizes the fact that it's time to be utility mage, it's time to be carry mage, it's time to be artillery, it's time to be starter. Before the draft begins, gentlemen, I gotta ask you real quick, just off of your gut, who do you think is taking game 5? You first. Fnatic Onyx.
Bruno.
I'm gonna go with Fnatic Onyx as well. I think 2 games is enough. I feel like if they go
Bruno
back to
Ben
their
kah ini?
they'll be able to pull this one off.
You know me, T-Bless.
Brunonya di
Ready
ban
to put
sama
some
Onyx guys.
sanction down on somebody, and right now I'm going with the underdogs, with Myanmar, the Burmese, Falcon Esports. I think they can pull it off. They're in the driver's seat right now. All they got to do is take it across the finish line.
All right, let's see what the draft dictates. It's 2-1. The desk says Fnatic Onyx will take it, but Trex believes in Falcon. What's the opening pick?
Oh, I mean, Bruno is gone. Which
Bruno's
means
gone.
Joe should be first on the board for Fnatic Onyx. I mean, right now it could be flex, right? You don't know if it's going to go into the roam. You don't know if it's going to go into the XP lane.
Loi.
And I feel like it's the safest
Panik.
option so far. What?
Wow.
It is
Joy.
going to be the Joy. There's no brethren though.
Okay, so counterplay out the
Di
door.
sini Onyx
That's what I wanted to see.
langsung
Remember in
ngepick
game- last
Joy
game, I
ya
was like,
guys ya.
they banned the Fred, they could take Joy right up
They
front
took the
here,
Suyo.
but they took the Suyo and they allowed the counter. So now,
Joy,
Epcot's in the
Joy,
position
Joy.
where they have
Joy.
to find the counter to the Joy. What is it? Joy's been winning games back to back to back in this series. They pick up the Hylos, they get the Granger, so they have some front line. They have
Granger
some answers, a little
Hylos.
bit. The Hylos slip through yet.
Boleh.
Ooh, this is getting spicy right now. The audience going wild, cheering.
How often do you hear cheering in the draft alone? As if the chess match between our coaches were as intense. I'll tell you now, I think it's very much called for. Because this draft sets up the game for him.
Setting the tone right now. Falcon Esports 1 win away, which was once looking like the impossible has worked in
Hilda.
favor, but now Fnatic Onyx
Yep.
ready to claw back with the Eve and the Hilda.
Buset.
Alright, already.
GV 72% guys win rate-nya. Di M6 ngeri banget.
Oh, explain this to me.
Buset.
The Hayabusa,
Hayabusa,
pick into
Chan.
the Hilda.
It's dangerous. It's scary.
You know, as
It's worrisome.
Coach
Di
D
Onyx
on his
ada
offensive
Hilda.
later, so you know
Nah,
you're gonna send
si
yourself straight to the
Falcons
jungle.
ngepiknya
Yeah, this is
Hayabusa.
definitely- it's tough,
Terlalu beresiko.
right? You're already
Tapi
looking to have a little bit of
let's
trouble
see,
here.
oke?
The only goal for F9 at this point.
Kayaknya
is-
seru.
I don't care
Game
if you guys
penentuan.
have opinions, I don't care what you gotta do. You need to stay next to that Hilda at all times and protect the president. Which right now it is not Benny. It is Hayabusa.
That makes me feel like the Hylos will be, no, it can still be flexed to the roam to the XP lane. But yeah, you are going to have to watch out for this Hilda invading the jungle of the Hayabusa. But with the Haya, it's a free way to get to that Eve.
That is something that Super Prince has to watch out for. So he has to pick a very specific battle spell, likely a flicker. He is handy with a flicker. Second ban here for Falcon. Did they take away one more choice of gold laner for Kelra to address that missing pick? You think on 1-1?
I think the 1-1's very viable. I think it
1-1?
can definitely work out here.
1-1 or Moskov?
Yeah, maybe the Moskov and force him into the 1-1, but the 1-1 does really good against the Hylos.
That it does.
So at this point, I think you just take out the 1-1. They go for the Cho ban instead, also a decent ban. But yeah, if the 1-1 gets picked up,
Cho
that's not
Wo,
looking good.
Cho
I feel
Wo.
like it's at least when it comes to like Lord fights and some of those more late game fights,
Mhm.
Hylos is gonna have a little bit of trouble.
Hey,
Wait a
back.
second.
Persa.
Maybe, just maybe. The Mathilda
Persa.
is still available. Couldn't FCon take that up? I mean, it'd be another way.
Both of them can.
They both can.
Yes.
But FCon has priority right now.
Yeah, and you're already pretty squishy with the Hayabusa. It's a pick you could capitalize on, but also a little bit risky.
Cavalier
sideways.
di
It could go very
Cavalier.
sideways.
What Falcon is actually looking for is the kind of damage in mid that is the right damage profile burst. Thankfully, they pick up the Vixana. If there was any other pick, they would be having a hard time finishing people off with the Granger and the Haya. Good pickup here. Still, we don't know who's going into actually rover.
Vixana.
Fnatic on it. What goes into the hands of the Filipino Savage here? The 1-1 still open at large. The Moskov too.
Yeah, both of them can definitely get the job done, but you have to watch out for this Hayabusa. So maybe going in for a little bit more of that survivability could work out better in their favor, because I'm just worried about the die potential, right? When you see this Hayabusa picked up from FCon, they're going to try and get some early kills, some early initiation.
Retail.
There goes the Irithel slotted in.
Khalid.
Okay, so we've seen
Man
Keller
aggressive
play the
guys.
Aerithel before. It was against the 1-1. It was against the
Onyx
but
mau main
still,
agresif ya.
I'm not completely
Soalnya ini
against
match point
this.
dua-duanya.
I've played this matchup before. I'm pretty confident with the Irithel. You just have better coverage. Granger has to draw straight lines. As the Irithel, you can actually, have some combat mobility.
And you have decent kite against the Hylos. You have decent kite against a lot of what FCon wants to bring.
And if it comes down to it, you can dodge the big ticket votes. the EG, if you're somehow in the thick of it, in the middle of things, and the Hayabusa's ult, the shadow kill, heavy crossbow into like a party of 3.
Yeah.
Then you spread the
Heavy
damage there.
crossbow.
Now, do we see them at build-up picked up here? Is this a Hylos in the roam or a Hylos in the XP lane? Seconds away from the final draft for
Retouch.
game number 5. And Tig has been slotted in for FCON.
That is a Kid X special. How do you feel about the draft?
Tigril.
I do like it right now. I feel like FNOP looks very clean. They brought it back in for sure.
Kayaknya menang Onyx deh.
One final game in this best of 5. Let's throw out our
Yuk,
casters
Mitch
to call
akhir
the action.
kasih
Jose and Jose.
permainan yang terbaik ya. Onyx sama Falcon.
Hang on, we gotta check IOI Convention. It's game 5. Are you guys ready? All right, they're ready. It's me to bring you game 5. One last look at the draft. 2 solid lineups. It's been back and forthing on. What do you feel? And honestly, when we look at the draft, everyone gets some solid choices, but we haven't seen the Hayabusa. Some solid choices, but we haven't seen the Hayabusa too much.
Okay, an early engage for the Falcons here.
Oh,
Going on to Kirk, even with a revital.
Wow,
they're gonna
first
bring it
blood.
down. First blood drawn by Falcon Esports.
oh
Kirk.
man, the fact that you
Kirk,
get a first blood already, even though
Agresif,
Royal Milk, man, I mean that's a
Langsung
great
ngerusuk.
start for them. Now for
Cuma
Fnatic.
gagal.
Gonna go ahead and try to adjust from this pace. Again, King Kong on the Joy. We know this has been very elusive, but now you have a Hayabusa across from you. Oh,
Wish.
There was the Void Crystal. Was the damage coming in from Brusco, forcing out PX70s of
Hampir
Flickers. So there was
mati
still
tuh si
an engage for Fnatic on
Texana.
Philippines. And let's see if they can continue so far. If Dax just continues on his rampage over
Wih,
King
King Kong.
Kong right now, but King Kong managed to steal away that jungle minion.
there's a whole lot here. I mean, this is the tension throughout the series, of course. A lot of battle spells being expended early on. Even Kalra taking
Wih.
a couple shots.
Waduh,
Oh,
mati tuh ku
Process verify. One
kelleranya.
more, Benny. Is he going to be able to do it?
Men cuy.
He sidesteps, he bombs, he weaves, Kalra survives. In
Still
that case,
survive.
again, that would have been massive here for Benny if he's able to capitalize on the kill. But still, they find themselves pushing and pulling really on all sides of the map. Now looking at this too, you know, you've got Benny running that Festival of Blood. This time around, he didn't go with the Master Assassin just yet either. So here, we first objective for the taking. It's going to be started up by King Kong. And Falcon Esports will get
King
in position.
Kong.
Are they going to be able to contest this?
Okay, King Kong starting things off. Here comes the
Yeah.
catch, and Dax gets the turtle. King Kong has to walk away. Here comes the counter again, coming from Fnatic. On
Didorong Tigreal.
The revitalize. No
Anjing.
response for Fnatic and Falcon Esports. A well-coordinated attack against Fnatic.
Now with that, Falcon Esports still holding
Fnatic
on to a very
Onyx.
minor lead. The fact that they got this objective, PX7,
Halo.
using the Eternal Guard,
Siapa ini?
doesn't have the flicker though, so able to stay alive for now.
Komen dong, komen dong.
Bottom side though, this is what we
Nggak
see
kelihatan,
so much
kalau di
in
YouTube.
right now.
Yang nontonnya
And this time
siapanya?
around with the fact that this is an Irithel for Kelra. It's gonna work.
Di like
in
juga
their
nggak sih?
favor With mobility, but they're gonna go for Benny.
Oh, there's no raging assassin for Brusco.
Benny!
He was in level 4. Benny picks up the counter kill.
Kena outplay
A
anjing
big
Brusco.
pickup for Benny, even the 1v2. Looks like Fnatic wanted, you know,
Di-like
to
dulu nggak
try to
sih?
make that play for Kelra,
Di like, komen
but
juga.
instead they get punished. So again, an adjustment's got to be made
Thank
here
you,
for
like.
Fnatic.
Siapa
That's how
ini?
important the first major objective is.
Komen, bro.
Because Fnatic Onyx Philippines didn't have the chance to get this, Brusco was in level 4. They went for the engage. The Raging Sandstorm wasn't available. And Benny, we shadow kill, forcing Super Prince to walk away. Here comes King Kong onto the back line with an electrifying beast. Raging Sandstorm finally connects onto Dax, but answers
Kena
with the
ulti.
implosion. Here comes counter attack, but still King Kong manages to find Dax and walk away safely.
Kirk is there.
Satu
Going
hit
to the fight.
terakhir, bro.
Phoenix able to get away.
Tigreal.
The momentum shifts just slightly, diminishing that minor gold lead that Falcon Esports built up. Now, King Kong holding on to the 2 kills. This is what he wants to do. He wants to go ahead and scale up as quickly as possible, especially when you have Dax on the Hayabusa across from you. Turtle coming up here at 10 seconds away.
as it's on the bottom portion of the map.
Sabar ya guys.
About to rotate down, King Kong still up on the top side. Oh, hold on, Brusco.
Defensing Raging Sandstorm. Quick sand guard to make sure he's not going to get picked up by Falcon Esports.
Balik Brusco.
Brusco has to walk away.
Oh, Kelra.
Oh, Brusco went down with Big 7 as well. Kelra, in the midst of everything, go. Kirk working on a Kid X. Kid X has an explosion close to the right line.
Nice.
Hammer. It's going to get a kill. To Kid X. King Kong zoning out Benny. The Falcon Esports remains unbothered. Going to try and go over to Purple Buff. Kirk, though, zoning out Royal Milk.
They're going to have to go ahead and just get this buff. Dax goes and secures it. King Kong is going to start the turtle. They expended quite a bit on both
Menang
sides.
level sih tapi si King Kongnya harusnya dapat nih turtle.
Fnatic Onyx will force Royal Milk back, so they might hard fought.
Balik Brusco.
Out with the flicker, and Brusco be able to escape, and now Kirk King Kong looking for the back play as well. They go in a little bit longer.
Mati, nice. Keren, si King Kong.
And Keller works on the bottom lane turret. They also secure the turtle. A lot of isolated clashes there for both of these teams, but Fnatic Onyx Philippines, they won all.
Man, it just feels like, you know, at one moment, FNOP flips a switch, they turn things in their favor, and they just cause
Masukin
some
udah nonton
chaos
M6.
that makes teams
Kita sing nonton nih, Sira menonton kita. Di like dulu lah saja. Sira menontonnya nonton kita.
Last objective, Falcon Esports still in fighting form though. They're still in a good position to go ahead and contest the next turtle when it comes up, but they might look for another play if they can. Again, the surprise factor here really is for Kid X. He's got the implosion, he's got the flicker combination, where Royal Milk, he's more so of utility. I have some sustainability with Revitalize, but I can also use the glorious pathway to cut off the exit routes. But Royal.
They're going to force out the glorious pathway to be used defensively. On the other hand, Kirk has to walk away here, coming in damage for Falcon Esports. They also used up their Vitalize. Major resource expended for the side of Falcon Esports. And they're going to make quick work of the mid lane turret. They might set their...
Di like dulu nggak sih Ripki?
An Omega kill for the beast himself, King Kong!
Like dulu lah.
Stop him! You can only contain King Kong, but now in the mid lane!
There's an attempt coming in from Falcon Esports. Here's one to 10x again with the implosion. But the same is there for Fnatic Onyx Philippines. Kelvin dishing out the damage, forcing Falcon Esports to walk away again and no trade. And I do agree, you cannot stop King Kong in his element. 4-0-1, and now they're going to take away the buffs of Falcon Esports.
They've got to stop him, though. They have to stop him from taking the resources. Dax is going to need this. He's only level 9, nearly level 10, but he's falling up here. Turtle up for the taking. Going to go ahead and get a position. Falcon Esports needs this. If not the turtle, then a defining team fight in their favor.
Guys, di like dulu nggak sih guys?
He's got to wait for the implosion to be available, so they'll take their time with it. But even so, Benny and the PX7 both have to watch out positioning-wise. They're going to set things up. Benny picking up with the Malefic Roar. Turtle's going to be started up by King. And now Kirk providing the vision. Both gold laners making their way towards the fight here.
Okay, they're going to try and work on Kirk. Here comes an implosion. They're going to come in and back on the other side. The turtle. Bruce is the first man down. But they have to right back with a kill onto Kid X. King Kong still gets the turtle. Another kill onto Kirk. Falcon Esports trying doing their best.
Match akhir full perang gini bro.
But it's not going to be enough to bring down King Kong. Fnatic Onyx Philippines with a 2.6k gold lead.
The 2-for-2 trade, but the objective for FNOP further in the lead a little bit further, and that's a Holy Crystal now with a Starlium Scythe for King Kong. Look at the gap for the jungle. In terms of the gold, a massive lead right now, 2.2k ahead of Dax. And when you pick a Hayabusa like this is where it gets difficult, holding on to the buff, so they go in and break out in a fight, they'll take the buff.
Diambil purple buff-nya.
The main difference compared to game number 3 and game number 4, Kirk has been activated along with Brusco.
Ini ya guys ya, kalau misalkan kita nayangin juga bakal kena hak cipta bro.
It was easy to burst down and poke down Brusco. That's why during the big engagements, he has no HP, he gets bursted down right away, not able to maximize the ultimate, but right now it's different. It's a different story for Fnatic.
Terkecuali kitanya udah join ke part of Muntun atau part of Mobile Legends-nya baru di seri stream. Makanya kalian bantu subscribe ya.
The fact that he's just able to go ahead and be a nuisance by setting things up with the RWM. but he also just has a glowing wand and a wishing lantern. I mean, the void crystals alone are
Siapa ini?
enough to go ahead
Satu
and
yang
stop some
nonton.
of the guessing of Falcon
Di-like
Esports
dulu
on
nggak
what to
sih?
fight. And Dax is almost going to be in a situation where then, all right, he's behind, he's going to kind of catch up. He's not going to be really to go face to face against King Kong. So best case scenario for Dax is he's just able to go ahead and somehow steal the Lord if that ends up happening. It might have to happen here. We've seen this time and time again with previous Hayabusa players, but again, the zoning potential from FNOP is so good that Dax's entry point is really hard to get to. I mean, he has such a difficult time actually getting there, even with the quad shadows.
Yeah.
So now the Lord is up. It's going to be by King Kong. It's still going to be used too. They want to make a play on Royal Milk.
Okay, they want to go for the -1 King Kong here with electrifying beats, forcing Glorious Pathway once again, able to revitalize. That's 2 major resources spent by Falcon Esports. And again, you
Falcon
mentioned that
Esport.
it's going to take a lot miracles to try and go for the Lord Steal.
There it
Here
is.
comes the Sacred Hammer play onto Kirk.
Oh, Dax, look at that. Already so low, even with the quad shadow. For the health, they know they're low. They're going to start up the Lord again. He's going to try to get the orange buff and get some health back here. They might be able to delay this even further still. As Falcon Esports, they contest this. Orange buff locked in. Get some of the health back. He's going to reset. They know that some of the resources were down
Si
as
King
well
Kong
for
menang
FNOP.
level sih.
So both teams
Harusnya
still
dapat
going
Lord
for a
ini.
reset. Even with this kind of lead, Fnatic Onyx cannot overextend into the team fight, and they'll send Benny back down to possibly just push this out a little bit, that tier 1.
He's going to try to go for a trade instead, because again, looking at the... Oh! Brusco
Mati tuh.
along with Super
Mati.
Friends to bring
Nice.
down Royal Milk! Real world manipulation paired up with a raking stats arm is enough to take him down. Now they're going to work on Kid X. Here goes the power of brilliance, forcing Kid X to walk away. One member down from
Tigrenya banyak tuh.
Fnatic Onyx Philippines looks to get the Lord away from Falcon.
Should be able to get this. Dax is around the corner. I said he might have to go for a steal. Looks like he might try to do it. Pop in the shadow kill, but they delay the Lord a little bit further.
Oh, Super Friends manages to find Dax. And now he has to walk away.
Nice.
Fnatic Onyx Philippines secures the Lord.
Great pull off there. When they saw Dax enter, they didn't keep pressuring it, so they're able to go ahead and safely secure the Lord. Falcon Esports in a position once again to get ready to defend. Some crucial items were just picked up. They are catching up a little bit here, but you can see it. A lot of this is relying on Benny. Again, he's got the items that he needs. Still working on the next one, the third item. We'll see if it's enough to defend into the base. That Lord is
Di-like
pushing
dulu
his
nggak
way
sih,
down the
guys?
bottom.
Di-like.
They are going to lose that tier 2 up top. They'll try to hold on to what they can. The shields might even be threatened here. They'll clear out what they can, but this is the moment. Maybe Kid X is able to pull something off with the implosion. But can he withstand the damage? Again, Kid X not fully locked in. Only a dominance ice completed on this Tigreal pick. They'll try to spot them out of the jungle as they deal with the Lord right now. But so far, so good for Falcon Esports. Glorious Pathway drop down. They're trying to maintain the tier 2 in that mid lane. There's the conceal, though. They might put some pressure here now on the base of Falcon Esports.
Falcon Esports made quick work of that Lord down bottom and manages to save also the mid lane turret. Just look at the damage coming in from Keller, forcing PX7 to walk away.
Wait, King Kong.
Electrifying beat. This might be Dax. Falcon Esports gets 1 kill. Now they want to go for more though. Kid X with a conceal. Oh,
Wes, apa tuh?
Super Friend with a super instinct. And now the counter attack coming in from Keller. They're going to take down one more.
Multi-blinker tuh.
Exchange for King Kong.
I can't say I wouldn't have tried it myself. Kid X went in, but it didn't work. And right now they look to go ahead and just stop the bleeding. I mean, they got King Kong. Oh, Royal Milk?
Okay.
Glorious Pathway. Not sure what they're going to do with this if they just want to secure the purple buff. They have the rest of the team to help them out with this, but look at the front line. Brusco taking a couple shots. And Kirk will also be spotted out. Again, making it work here for Dax to get the buff. Goes in, takes a couple shots, and has to go back, so he's going to lose the purple buff.
You can just see the damage of the Death Sonata and Rhapsody not sufficient. Kirk just stood up against the Rhapsody, took all bullets. And just look at the health, full health already, utilizing the passive, just going into the brushes alongside Brusco. So how do you go and attack the front line? Even if you have a Benny with the Granger already has huge items. Fnatic Onyx Philippines with a 4.2k gold bid. The thing is, the only thing that Fnatic Philippines really needs to worry about is the implosion that can come from Kid X at any given moment, paired up with the internal guard. But the thing is, they were able to avoid it with Super Prince Flicker. Here comes the Sacred Hammer. Okay, but Kirk still going for it.
They're gonna jump on in. Actually, already crafting down on Kid X. They're in trouble.
Langsung hilang Tigreal nih, Cok.
They might go for one more. They're gonna try to work on the mid lane turret. They take the garden now. 3 seconds. Major objective for Fnatic Onyx Philippines. The Lord has spawned.
I think Dax still tries the same thing. Even down with Kid X.
Waduh,
Kid X will be
sama-sama
up
level
14.
15
They've
tuh.
delayed enough for him to be up. Plus, he'll have the flicker. So if they try to make something happen, but they're gonna send Kurt. Go ahead and spot them out. Might force something. Oh!
Ooh, the power of wilderness might be too much.
Sakit banget,
That's
cu.
after retreat
Lo
noise pathway again, used
YP-nya.
defensively. Fnatic Onyx Philippines, King Kong secures the Lord.
Objectives secured. And now for Falcon Esports, once again on the defense, but this time, this Lord will help them push into the base. They do hold on to this one tier 2 turn to the mid lane. But if you're looking at the items for this, as they come up, Benny is where that damage profile comes from. Even PX7 still trying to catch up a little bit.
Even
We're seeing how much
PX7.
Super Prince is a threat alone. Like we mentioned, still working on his next items. Already got 3. And even the Wishing Lantern, the procs there do help out. King Kong picking up a Divine Glaive. So this is just a whole lot of magic damage. Overloading Falcon Esports as they are ready to defend against this. Again, Benny's positioning. He's only got a flicker. He's got that one dash. But they'll hold it together. Royal Milk still holding on to the revitalized and glorious pathway. They might need it here unless they force the situation. Brusco, keep an eye on him. Might try to force things in. They lose that top turret. Now the mid lane has to be defended. They're going to clear out the Lord. Dax.
Wes. Buset, Brusco. Mahal, Brusco.
Gonna force out PX7 to use the flicker. They do, however, clear out the Lord and clear out the minions. They might go for the counter attack. Here comes Dax though. Does he have the weak shadow kills? No, he doesn't.
Romernya sama-sama mati, guys.
Falcon Esports will defend though, only losing that top turret. They're still in the game. And whether or not, Kid X gets that setup to turn the tide, they at least buy time. And that's exactly what they need here. Again, at some point in the game, the gold lead will not matter so much. Dax has done a good job at catching back up. Remember, he was down quite a bit against King Kong. Benny is online. He's where he needs to be. But Kid X, once Kid X gets a little bit more tanky, catches up himself in the itemization and doesn't have to solely rely on Royal Milk either, then that's when they're ready to go toe-to-toe and fight this out. Because even Kirk on the
Langsung
hill,
end aja nggak
Kirk
sih?
alone is so tanky enough.
Okay.
So go ahead and get ready for this again, trying to take that buff.
Keller already swapped his boots for the Wind of Nature. So he's jam-packed. Keller wants to go all in.
Oh.
And for Falcon Esports, it's either you try and go to contest for the Lord and steal it away, or at least if Fnatic Onyx Philippines secures the Lord.
Kalau
you
Onyx
need to
dapat
take
Lord,
down
end deh
for
kayaknya ini.
Fnatic Onyx Philippines.
But at this point, FNOF would just go ahead and take things slowly, take the buffs what they can, and go ahead and just gauge to see if Falcon Esports wants to force a fight. I don't think they should. And if they do, it's literally only going to be when Kid X has that flicker available, but it might be better off. They've tried it a couple times, that they just get the fair fight they're looking for. We saw what we expected was that back in game 2 where Kid X on the same hero, the Tigreal, wasn't able to work out from him. He's out there scouting, but they're going to have to work for this. Again, we'll see if he back.
Tigrealnya udah dapat posisi tuh.
So he does still recall, it looks like, unless he gets the information that
Ketahuan dong.
Will spot Kid X out.
And now they're gonna go all in onto Kid X.
Lordnya, bro.
The glorious pathway. Kid X immortality will be pumped. All the wild cards onto the backline, and they will bring down
Belakangnya di push, kelas Brusco.
connecting to every single member. King Kong with the cleanup crew.
Gaming Brusco.
He has to walk away. He's the only
Aura.
one left.
The raging sandstorm from
Aura.
Brusco was on
Masih
the
Falcon.
point. Four
Oh,
members
menang Falcon.
down. It's only
Oh, ini.
Benny to defend this base.
Falcon atau Onyx? Onyx.
Onyx.
Super Prince. They'll take down
Tapi
the
kok
mid
imbang gini
turret.
2 sama?
They'll clear out the lanes, but they might not be able to end it. Super
sakit,
Prince.
Oh, Keller.
Kepanggil.
With a heavy crossbow, forcing Benny to walk away. He's gonna bring down King Kong.
Beres.
But Fnatic doesn't care. They secure top 4.
The storm rages on as the lightning fast porcupines pierce through the pride of Myanmar, the Falcons Esports.
A decisive 5-game series. What better way to book that slot, the top 4 in the Oxiana Arena, than to have it go all the way. What people thought, myself included, was going to be a sweep was not. It talk about the rising to the occasion.
Menang Oni.
They do go down to the lower bracket though. They still
Nunggu di
have a
atas ya?
chance to fight
Iya,
on. We'll see
nunggu
if they
RRQ
make it
sama
happen.
tim Liquid.
Again, I'm nice to that's hang on. Let's throw it over to the panel.
Aura ini, percaya kau.
That makes
Aura.
3 in
Liquid.
5.
Ya.
Still in favor of the Burmese.
Masih Liquid apa? Masih Aura aku bilangnya.
Onyx
Liquid.
Philippines takes one
Kayak apa aja mah.
the current reigning and defending
Ngeri juga jajaran kalian ya.
in the M series. We went the distance, gentlemen.
He went the distance, and Fnatic Onyx earning a spot to top 4 of M6 and Oxiana.
Yeah, I mean, it completely goes all the way. Back and forth, back and forth. Falcon try to clutch that final win in there. But what does Fnatic Onyx do? They do exactly what you said, Leo. They bring it back to simplicity. They bring it back to the basics in the last game, and they take the dub.
And more importantly, in game, they were very surgical, very specific in what they were trying to do. Midway through the game, I checked in on Dax's network. Homie was legit.